Hi, everyone. My name is Erin Frankel. I'm the author of A Plate of Hope, the inspiring story of Chef Jose Andres and World Central Kitchen. The first question was, what led you to telling the story of Chef Jose Andres and World Central Kitchen? That's a wonderful question, and I have to go back a ways because I have known about Chef Jose Andres for a long time. I actually lived in Spain for many years. And when I was in Spain, I was hearing all the stories about all the wonderful things that Jose Andres was doing in the United States, all the restaurants that he was opening, how he was introducing people in the United States to Spanish food. But it wasn't until years later that I started to know about the work that he was doing as a humanitarian chef, helping other people through the power of food. And I was very curious. I really wanted to know what it was that made Jose Andres go from feeding the few, as he likes to say, to feeding the many. So another question was, did you meet or talk with Jose Andres while you were researching? I didn't meet with Jose Andres while I was researching, but I did a lot of research and I really felt like I got to know him through that process because Jose is such a public figure. He's in the news all the time. He's done a lot of interviews. He's had a lot of different TV shows that he's been on, books that he's written. So there was no shortage of um, firsthand accounts where I could listen to Jose himself talk about his childhood, growing up, his experiences, his feelings. What message are you hoping readers come away with after learning about the impact Jose Andres has had around the world? The message that I would like readers you to come away with is first of all to know that people like Jose Andres really do exist in the world, and he's incredibly inspirational. And I want readers to know that all of us have the capability and the possibility in our regular everyday lives to be like Jose Andres. And what does that mean? It's what I hope shines through in the story. It means lending a helping hand when you see that someone needs help. It means understanding that we all have important roles to play in the world, in the jobs that we do, in our community. It's knowing that no one is better than anyone else. Those are all really important messages that are part of who Jose Andres is and his life's work. And I hope that when readers put down the story, that they're inspired to think of ways that they can make a difference. What is your favorite illustration and why? And that was a tough one because I love all of the illustrations in this book. So the illustrator is Paola Escobar, and she's a wonderful illustrator. I said it was very hard to choose, but if I had to choose one, this was one of my favorite illustrations, and you might remember it if you've already read the book. In this illustration, Paola is showing a picture of Jose when he's enjoying his mother's homemade flan, and he's taking a whole spoonful, and she's really telling the story that I was trying to tell with my words. And what she was showing as he took that spoonful of flan and the creamy flan with the burnt crispy bits on top told a story to his senses, is that food has the power to transport us. Think about it. We all can. I'm sure we all have a food, something yummy that we like to eat. Maybe it's a drink that we like to have, a warm hot chocolate that you associate with a time or a place or a person. And it's more than just the food. It's a feeling. And you'll notice in the book that I like to talk about how Jose felt that every plate of food wasn't just a plate. It was a plate of hope. And that's how Jose always referred to it. And so the food was actually sending a message to people who are receiving that warm plate of food. And I feel like in that illustration, Jose, as a young boy, was also learning the power of food to tell stories. My advice for aspiring young authors would be to be curious about the world around you. And a great way to be curious about the world around you is to notice the world around you. So I think it's really important if you want to write, and I think it's really an exciting way to be in the world, to notice what's happening around you and to ask questions of the things that you want to know more about. And the first question that you asked me, which was what led me to want to write about Jose Andres, also started with curiosity. I noticed something about someone, a difference that someone was making in the world, and I had questions about how it was that someone like Chef Jose Andres went from doing this to doing this. That's curiosity, and I didn't turn away from it. So I think if you have questions and you want to know what the answers are, you research them, you talk to people, you read other stories, learn from other people's writing as well. You can notice things about people's writing as a reader, and that also is going to help you a lot as a writer.